The hunt begins. Captain Aiden Cross was no stranger to danger. As one of Earth's best explorers, he had traveled to many strange planets. But nothing prepared him for the trap he was about to walk into. Aiden's ship, the Vanguard, drifted through the dark space near the Zarthic system. The Zarthic were a fierce alien race known across the galaxy, not for peace or trade, but for hunting. They hunted for sport. Not animals, not prey, but living beings like Aiden. Humans. Aiden had been sent to explore this area quietly. Earth did not want to start a war. They only wanted to learn more about this dangerous species. But the Zarthic were clever. They had been watching him long before he knew. Suddenly, the Vanguard sensors picked up strange signals. Aiden frowned. The signals were encrypted alien codes he had never seen before. He tried to send a message back to Earth, but the signal stopped. The connection was lost. Aiden's heart raced. He knew the Zarthic were near. The hunting grounds were not a place for mercy. Vast jungles with thick purple trees and poisonous fogs stretched as far as the eye could see. This was the planet where the Zarthic held their cruel games. They captured aliens and other species to hunt like animals. And now, Aiden was their new target. He landed his small scout ship at the edge of the jungle. The planet was dark, with twin moons casting eerie shadows. Aiden packed his gear, his plasma rifle, survival tools, and a small device to communicate with Earth. Every step he took into the jungle was heavy with danger. Strange sounds echoed in the air, growls, screams, and whispers of unseen creatures. Suddenly, a loud snap behind him. Aiden spun around. There, hidden behind thick vines, were glowing eyes watching him. He raised his rifle. The eyes disappeared. His mind raced. Was this a trap? The Zarthic were masters of hunting. They would not give him a chance to escape. Hours passed as Aiden moved cautiously. He used every survival skill he had learned on Earth and other worlds. He set small traps, avoided dangerous plants, and stayed alert for enemies. But the hunters were always one step ahead. In the shadows, the Zarthic watched and whispered in their guttural language. The human is clever, but cleverness will not save him. The leader of the hunters, a tall alien with sharp teeth named Krath, smiled cruelly. Let the game begin. Back on Earth, Admiral Reyes sat in the command center. She watched the blinking red light on her screen. Aiden's last known position. The encrypted distress signal had finally been decoded. This is worse than we thought, she said quietly. They are hunting him for sport. Her fingers flew over the console. Earth could not let this happen. Aiden was one of their best. And if the Zarthic succeeded, it would be a sign of weakness. We prepare the fleet, she ordered. No one hunts a human on our watch. As night fell on the jungle planet, Aiden felt the weight of eyes on him. He was alone, deep inside. Enemy territory. The hunt had started. He thought of Earth, his home, of the people waiting for him. He would not let them down. But the Zarthic had one rule. The prey must run, but the hunters always win. Aiden took a deep breath. He was not just fighting for survival. He was fighting to show the universe what Earth was made of. The jungle seemed to close in around him. Every step was a risk, every shadow a threat. Then, a sudden roar tore through the trees. From the darkness, strange beasts charged toward him. Aiden fired his plasma rifle, lighting up the night with bursts of blue energy. He ran, jumped, then dodged, his heart pounding. He was hunted. But he was not helpless. The game had only just begun. Earth notices the missing far away from the dark jungle planet. Deep inside Earth's orbit, the command center buzzed with activity. Admiral Reyes stood before a huge screen showing blinking DOTS signs of ships, signals, and warnings. The encrypted distress call from Captain Aiden Cross had been decoded. It was a short message, full of urgency, but almost impossible to understand fully. Hunted, Zarthic, survival, need backup. Earth's leaders had hoped Aiden's mission would be peaceful. But now it was clear their best explorer was trapped. And worse, trapped for a cruel purpose. Admiral Reyes tapped her communicator. Prepare Fleet 1 for immediate deployment. This is no ordinary rescue. The Zarthic are known hunters. We cannot send our people to die for sport. Scientists and military experts gathered in the war room. They studied the Zarthics known. History a species feared for hunting other sentient beings as trophies. They were ruthless, cunning, and extremely dangerous. Dr. Malik, a leading xenobiologist, explained. The Zarthic see hunting as an art. Their traps are not just physical, but mental. They toy with their prey, breaking their spirit before the body. Admiral Reyes nodded grimly. Then we must break their game. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Aiden's communicator crackled softly. He tried to reach Earth again. This is Cross. Need extraction alive. Static filled the line. No answer. The Zarthic's hunt was cutting off all communication. Aiden realized they wanted to isolate him, to make him feel alone. But Earth was not blind. High above, Earth's fleet gathered. In silence. Massive warships powered up, their hulls glowing with new energy weapons and cloaking fields. They were ready not just to rescue one man, but to send a message. This is more than a rescue mission, Admiral Reyes said. It's a warning. No one hunts a human for sport without consequences. Back on the hunting planet, strange movements caught Aiden's eye. Alien creatures with razor claws and glowing eyes surrounded him, controlled by the Zarthic hunters. Aiden's mind raced. He needed a plan, not just to survive, but to fight back. Suddenly, a faint signal blinked on his communicator, a message from an unexpected source. A small broken transmission from inside the jungle. Alien voices whispering in an ancient tongue. They are slaves to the hunt, the message said. We seek freedom. Help us end this. Aiden realized he was not alone. Some aliens hated the Zarthic's cruelty. They wanted to rebel. With new hope, Aiden prepared to find these allies, but the clock was ticking. Earth's fleet would arrive soon. And the real hunt, the fight for survival, was about to begin. Asterisk. The alien game, the jungle, was alive with danger. Captain Aiden Cross moved silently through the thick purple trees, his senses sharp. Every rustle, every shadow could be a trap, or worse, the hunters themselves. But now he was not alone. Followed the strange signals he had received. After hours of cautious travel, he found them small groups of alien rebels hiding in caves and underground tunnels. They were the hunted, like him, but they dared to resist. Their leader was a young alien named Sira. She had bright green eyes and scars from many battles. The Zarthic treat us like animals, she said quietly. They hunt us for their games, but we fight back. Aiden nodded. Then we fight together. The rebels showed Aiden how the Zarthic hunting grounds were filled with deadly traps energy. Nets, poison darts, and creatures bred to kill. They called it the alien game, a cruel sport where prey never had a fair chance. We use fear to control, Sira explained. They break the mind before the body. Aiden felt a cold anger inside. This was more than hunting. It was torture. Together, they planned. Aiden shared what he knew about Earth's fleet coming to help. The rebels promised to distract the hunters, to give Earth's forces time, but the Zarthic were clever. They had noticed strange movements. Krath, the hunting leader, snarled. They think they can hide. The game changes now. No mercy. That night, the hunters set traps closer than ever. Before, Aiden and Sira barely escaped an energy cage that could hold even the strongest. Your people will come, Sira whispered. We must hold on. Aiden looked to the stars. The silence was heavy. Earth's fleet was near, but every second counted. Hunters' voices echoed in the jungle, laughter mixed with cruel commands. The alien game was no longer just a hunt. It was a battle for hope. Aiden tightened his grip on his rifle. He was not just prey anymore. He was a fighter. And soon, the hunters would learn that Earth never let its own fall. Earth fury awakens high above the hunting planet. Earth's fleet hung in the cold silence of space. Massive warships shimmered under distant stars. They were ready. More than ready, they were furious. Admiral Reyes stood on the command bridge, her eyes sharp. "We will not let them hunt one of ours," she said. "Prepare the weapons and shields. This is a fight to show the galaxy who we are." The warships hummed with power. Advanced cloaking devices made them invisible to Zarthic sensors. Energy. Weapons glowed like stars ready to explode. Inside the fleet, soldiers trained quietly. They knew this was more than a rescue mission. It was a message. Earth protects its own, no matter the cost. On the planet's surface, Aiden felt the distant tremor of engines. The hunters did too. Krath growled. "The humans come. This game ends in blood." Suddenly, Earth's ships struck. Blinding energy beams cut through the alien sky. The hunters' weapons fired back, but they were no match for Earth's technology. Explosions lit the jungle, and the hunting grounds became a battlefield. Aiden, with Syrah and the rebels, fought fiercely. The rebels attacked the hunters' camps, freeing prisoners and destroying traps. But Krath was ruthless. He led a counterattack with brutal strength, determined to keep the hunt alive. The battle raged under twin moons. Earth's fleet showed no mercy. Each strike was precise, each move calculated. Admiral Reyes watched the screen. "We will wipe them out," she declared. "No more games, no more hunting." For the first time, the hunters felt fear. They had hunted many species, but never faced such fury. Aiden's heart pounded. He was no longer a victim. He was a symbol of Earth's strength. The jungle echoed with the sounds of war, but also hope. Earth had arrived. The hunt was over. Thea. Battle for survival. The jungle shook with explosions and fire. Captain Aiden Cross sprinted through the smoke, his plasma rifle firing bursts of blue energy. Around him, rebels fought fiercely against the Zarthic hunters who refused to surrender. Air was thick with danger. Alien beasts bred for killing roared and charged at the rebels. Aiden dodged sharp claws and teeth, firing quickly to protect his new allies. Above, Earth's warships circled like predators, striking the enemy with precision. Energy beams tore through Zarthic ships, sending them crashing into the planet's surface. But the Zarthic were desperate. Their leader, Krath, fought like a wild beast, rallying his troops with savage screams. "We will not fall. The hunt is our life." Aiden felt the weight of the moment. This was no longer just about survival. It was a battle for freedom, for justice. He moved toward Krath's stronghold, where the heart of the hunting empire pulsed. The rebels followed, their hope burning bright. Inside the stronghold, traps and defenses awaited. Aiden used every skill he had: stealth, quick thinking, and courage. He disabled energy barriers and avoided deadly lasers. Finally, he faced Krath. The alien towered over him, muscles rippling and teeth bared. "You think you can end the hunt?" Krath snarled. Aiden stood firm. "The hunt ends today. Earth protects its own." The fight was brutal. Claws met plasma. Strength clashed with will. Aiden dodged and struck, refusing to back down. Outside, the battle raged on. With a final burst of energy, Aiden's shot hit Krath's chest. The hunter fell, defeated. The jungle fell silent. Aiden looked around. The hunter's empire was broken. The rebels cheered, their chains of fear shattered. Earth's fleet hovered, ready to withdraw, but watching carefully. Aiden breathed deeply. The battle was won, but the war for peace had just begun. Asterisk. The final strike the jungle was calm but tense. Captain Aiden Cross stood with Syrah and the alien rebels, watching Earth's fleet prepare for one last, powerful attack. Krath was gone, but the Zarthik were not finished. Their leaders had hidden, deep underground, preparing to fight back. They hoped to rise again. Admiral Reyes' voice came over the communicator. "This is the final strike. We will destroy their hunting empire once and for all." The warships moved like thunder across the sky. Massive energy blasts shook the ground. Ancient alien structures that had stood for centuries crumbled under the fire. Aiden led a team on the ground, working to free prisoners and destroy the hunters' weapons. As buildings burned and alarms blared, Syrah spoke softly. "This is more than a battle. It's a chance for peace." Aiden nodded. If they survive, they will learn the cost of cruelty. Deep in the underground caves, the remaining hunters prepared for their last stand. They were cornered, desperate, but Earth's forces were relentless. The final strike was precise and powerful, crushing the last resistance. When the dust settled, the Zarthik hunting empire lay in ruins. Aiden looked to the stars, feeling the weight of victory and loss. Many lives had been lost, but a new hope had been born. The rebels cheered, promising to build a future without fear. Earth had delivered its message. Hunting humans for sport would never be allowed. The universe had changed forever. Asterisk aftermath and new beginning. The jungle was quiet now. The fires had died down, and the stars shone brightly above the ruined hunting grounds. Captain Aiden Cross stood with Syrah and the alien rebels, watching the dawn of a new day. Earth's fleet remained in orbit, a silent guardian. Their message was clear. The galaxy had changed. No longer would anyone hunt humans for sport without facing the consequences. Aiden looked at the faces around him. Rebels who once lived in fear now stood tall, ready to rebuild their world. Syrah smiled softly. "Thanks to you, we have hope." Aiden nodded. "This is just the beginning. We must work together to make sure no one ever suffers like this again." Back on Earth, Admiral Reyes addressed the fleet. "We protected one of our own, and in doing so, we protected all of humanity. Let this be a warning to anyone who threatens us." News of the battle spread across the stars. Earth's reputation grew, not as conquerors, but as fierce protectors and champions of justice. Yet, even in victory, Aiden felt a stirring in his heart. The universe was vast and full of unknown dangers. But Earth had shown its strength, and will. As the alien rebels began healing their world, they forged a new alliance with Earth. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. Aiden gazed. At the horizon, the hunt was over, but a new journey had just begun. Asterisk.